This movie is about a team of divers who dive into sea to smuggle goods. However, suddenly they got a job of smuggling diamond worth of $3 billion. They have to do this by diving into deep sea. By watching this huge opportunity, they decide to steal these diamonds for them. They come up with a fantastic master plan for that, but these diamonds are the property of some underworld mafia. That's why it is not that easy to steal this from them. Ultimately, to do this theft, they have to face some terrible dangers. They have to fight. They have to dodge death. They have to overcome fear. Can they steal this $3 billion worth of diamond by overcoming all these hazards? To know the answer, start watching 2023 released masterpiece Korean movie Smugglers. At the beginning of the movie, a group of divers are seen to go for fishing in the sea. Besides catching fishes, they collect many snails. They all are the member of the diver team. They earn their livelihood by selling these fish and snails. But most of the snails they collected today are rotten. Actually, there were some factories on the shore of the sea. Poisonous water emitted from those factories are responsible for the snails' death. For this, the divers start calling names of the factory owners. This girl's name is Jin Suk. The leader of this diver team is Jin Suk's father. This girl's name is Sunja. Sunja and Jin Suk are bosom friends. In the next scene, the diver team leader, Jin Suk's father, is seen gossiping with a man. The man asks for assistance from his diving team and boat for smuggling some goods through sea route. He offers a good amount of money. The leader thinks that they can't get enough fish or snails from the sea, so it is not that bad to earn some extra money by doing this. Even these goods are legal too, but that man wants to bring them unannounced to avoid paying tax. Afterwards, the man who made a deal with the diver leader is dumping boxes with goods in the middle of the sea. Actually, the area after this place is under Kunjun Port Authority, where customs police checks goods regularly. Businessmen uses this way to avoid tax. In this scene, it is shown that customs police checks the diver's boat and finds only fish and snails. So, customs authority give them legal license. This boat and diver team can go anywhere because of this license. In the next scene, they journey towards the place where the goods were dropped last night. Then, all the divers dive into the sea. They start picking up the boxes one by one. They hide those boxes and deliver them to destination. They get a lot of money in exchange. They were very happy by getting so much money and start spending them. After a few days, that man comes to Jin Suk's father. He offered him another job, but Jin Suk's father became angry to hear him. Actually, that man was a smuggling dealer. This time, he offered the job of smuggling some gold bar, but Jin Suk's father doesn't agree about doing it. He thinks that it is too dangerous. If they get caught red-handed, they will have to spend rest of their lives in jail. Therefore, he said no to the dealer. However, the dealer was obsessive to his diver team because he got a very good service from them. That's why the dealer offers the job to Jin Suk and her friend Sunja. He asks them how many days they can survive by doing these small jobs like fishing. If they can do this gold bar smuggling job properly, they will get so much money that they will never need to do fishing for living. they can live their life in cities comfortably. However, Jin-suk gets confused by thinking about her father's earlier disagreement with the leader. But Sunja gets tempted by offer and convinces Jin-suk. Finally, they agree to take the deal. When they are discussing about the gold bar smuggling, one of their teammates hears them. The person was Dory. Sunja denies about the gold bar and rebukes Dory by saying that, "From where do you get this absurd news?" She tells him that they were discussing about usual job with their dealer. At one point, Sunja and Jin-suk come up with a plan. They decide to do this by keeping it secret to Jin-suk's father. They will present it like a usual job. They will tell about the actual job after finishing it. After a few days, they go to middle of the sea to pick up a few boxes. Secretly, the dealer dropped those boxes here at previous night. Only Jin-suk and Sunja knows about the actual goods of the boxes. Arriving there, they start picking up the boxes from seabed. While picking up a box, rope rips apart and the box falls on the deck. The box breaks from the fall and a few gold bars come out. Everyone becomes shocked to see those bars. Some gold bars fall into the sea. Jin-suk and Sunja dive into water to fetch those bars. At the meantime, Sunja's father checks another box and finds more bars. He becomes perplexed by watching this. Suddenly, they notice a police patrol boat coming towards them with blowing siren. They start dropping boxes to avoid getting caught red-handed. Jin-suk's dad starts boat engine hurriedly to flee from there. But the anchor of the boat is stuck in a stone beneath water. That's why the boat cannot move forward. Saying this, everyone starts pulling the rope of the anchor. All on a sudden, the rope rips apart and hits Jin-suk's brother. He falls into water from that heavy blow. Momentarily, Jin-suk's father jumps into water to save him. A fishing net entangles with the leg of Jin-suk's brother. As the boat engine is still running, the other part of the net again gets entangled with the fan of the engine. As a result, Jin-suk's brother drowned. Jin-suk's father tries to save him, but they both die within a few minutes. By watching this horrible scene, Jin-suk tries to jump into water, but other divers prevent her from jumping. Meanwhile, the customs police come there and arrest them. While the police are arresting the drivers, Sunja manages to hide and fortunately flees from there. Police take them back to city and send them to jail for months. After a few months, everyone returns from jail except Jin-suk because she was the prime convict. One day, a member of the diver team, Dory, comes to see Jin-suk in jail. He informs her that everyone is gossiping about the fact that Sunja was the person who tipped off police that day. She is responsible for their misfortune. By doing this, Sunja got a huge amount of money as a reward from police. That's why only Sunja was able to escape from police while everyone else got arrested that day. Hearing this, Jin-suk felt extreme hatred for her once best friend Sunja. However, Sunja changes her look within this period. She becomes smart and dashing. Nowadays, she lives in Seoul City of Korea. Currently, she is involved with various smuggling business. Today, she is negotiating to sell some contraband goods in the shop of a girl named Pansy. Suddenly, some girls start shouting by saying, "Police! Police!" Momentarily, all the lights get off. The place becomes completely dark. When the lights are on again, Sunja is seen tied to a chair. The man standing in front of her is Sergeant Kaun. He used to be a soldier but now involved in smuggling business. Sunja has started doing business in this area recently. Because of that, certain Count's customers have started to decrease. To instill fear on her, he cuts Sunja's head with a knife and let it bleed. He threatens her by saying that either you work for me or get out of my territory. Otherwise, you will die here. Sunja accepts Khan's offer to save her own life. She informs Khan that there is a port through which he can smuggle anything he wants. She has previously worked as a diver in that area and she knows the work process there. The next day, she informs Banshee that she got a huge job offer from Sergeant Khan. For doing this, she needs the assistance of the diver team of Kunjun Port, but she can't seek their help directly because of the accusation on her related to diver team's arrests. She requests Banshee to make deal with that diver team. On the other hand, Jinsuk comes out from the jail after a long time. She is seen to do petty jobs in the port area. She finds out that Tori is using her father's boat and forcefully occupying it. In the meantime of her jail period, Tori made a lot of money by doing smuggling business at that area. Tori becomes a boss overnight. Although the boat was Jinsuk's father's possession, she has no claim over it. Because of that, Jinsuk no longer works as a diver. Now Tori is controlling whole smuggling business of the port. A few days later, Sunja comes to meet Tori directly. Tori was shocked to see her after that long time. Tori says, "Why do you come here? I don't want to talk a fraud like you." Sunja says, "You don't need to talk with me. Just manage your smuggling business. I have a huge offer for you. I need you to smuggle some goods through this port. In exchange, you will get money beyond your imagination." Tori says, "I will call you if I agree." All on a sudden, a member of the diving team informs Jinsuk that Sunja is seen in that area. She is even sitting with Tori and talking for a while. Hearing this, Jinsuk gets angry and goes to Tori's office to find Sunja there. Seeing Sunja, Jinsuk gets furious and shouts that, "I lost my father and brother because of deceiver like you. Even we spent so many years in jail." But Sunja has denied her involvement in tipping of police that day. There, Jinsuk notices some pictures in Sunja's hand. That's why she thinks that Sunja must have come to cheat them. So she forbade Tori not to give any chances to her. After Jinsuk's departure, Tori says that the job will not be possible without Jinsuk's team. He tells Sunja to convince Jinsuk anyhow. So, Sunja goes to Jinsuk and told her not to misunderstand. Sunja tells that she fled that day because she was accused in a murder case earlier. She had no choice but to flee. Sunja tries hard to motivate Jinsuk, yet Jinsuk doesn't seem to be convinced. Sunja asks Jinsuk, "How long will you live like this? I have got a new work order. Do this, you will get a lot of money and your life will change." She requests Jinsuk to reconsider her offer and then leaves her alone. Later, Jinsuk thinks that how many days will she live a low life like this? She makes up her mind to take Sunja's offer. On another scene, Sergeant Khan is showing Sunja some photos. Their partner Tori and a police inspector are seen in those photos. Khan says that Tori is secretly connected with the inspector. He suspects Tori about leaking information to police. After seeing this, Sunja starts investigating about Tori and finds out that actually Tori tipped off the police about their gold purse smuggling. She goes to Sunja and explains everything. She points out that police had never reported about those recovered gold purse because Tori and the inspector divided those purse between them, and that made Tori so rich. But Tori's decision made them misunderstand each other for this whole time. Sunja had to endure that slander as she had no evidence then. Anyway, this discovery removes all disagreement and confusions between them. Then Sunja and Jinsuk have made a master plan to surpass all and loot all of the diamond for themselves. Later, Banshee joins them. Sunja says that at first they have to instill distrust between Dory and the inspector. So, according to their plan, Banshee secretly enters the police station. Actually, her boyfriend works there and she uses him to enter the station. While Banshee is entering there, Jinsuk calls the fire service and falsely reports that fire breaks out in the police station. As a result, the fire trucks momentarily come to the spot with blaring siren. Hearing sirens, shocked police members start gathering in front of the station. Meanwhile, Banshee is retrieving a secret file of that police inspector from the station. The file is about illegal works done by the inspector. Then the three of them hide that file in Dory's closet as per plan. On the other hand, it seems that Dory isn't much happy about his share from Sergeant Kaun's jobs. He plans to kill Sergeant Kaun next time and loot all the goods for himself. The next job is smuggling diamonds worth of $3 billion. To kill Sergeant Kaun, Dory and his team violently attack him. At one point of his fierce fighting, Kaun gets injured. Later, Dory finds Sunja there. Sunja tells Dory that only Kaun and she knows the actual location of that diamond-carrying ship. Hearing this, Dory left Kaun there and takes Sunja with him. Here, in the police station, Inspector finds out that Banshee has stolen his secret file. He hurriedly goes to Banshee's place and starts beating her. As per plan, Banshee says that Dory sent her to steal that file. She added that Dory threatened to kill her if she would refuse to do so. She completely accuses Dory for the stealing. Suddenly, Jinsuk comes there. Jinsuk tells the inspector that Dory plans to kill you and Kaun. He will loot all the diamonds for himself. Maybe he has already killed Kaun by now. Hearing this, Inspector becomes shocked and starts interrogating her. She replies that Dory asks her to help him retrieving those diamonds. In exchange, he will return her father's boat and keep a few diamonds. Inspector gets angrier by hearing this and goes to Dory's house. Arriving there, he directly opens Dory's closet and finds out that secret file. All on a sudden, Banshee starts crying dramatically and says to Dory that I have said everything to the inspector out of fear. Dory becomes perplexed from this shocking event. He has no idea about what's going on. Inspector starts beating Dory. He says that he doesn't know anything about that file, but today he has learned about the diamonds. Later, Sunja and Jinsuk thinks that they shouldn't let Inspector and Dory to discuss it too much. Otherwise, it may reveal their involvement in that secret file theft. So, for diverting them, Sunja tells the inspector that the diamonds boxes have already dropped in the destination. Inspector gets excited by hearing that news. As he needs help from Jinsuk's diving team for this job, he takes them along with Dory. Then, they leave for that dropping zone in the sea. In no time, they reached that place. After arriving there, Inspector takes away rope-cutting knives from each of them so that they won't be able to attack him. Here, he treats them like hostages and makes them work forcefully. Jinsuk and Sunja have their own plan too. Everyone except Pansy dives into water for retrieving boxes because she doesn't know how to swim. Meanwhile, Inspector kills one of his own men so that there will be no one to prove his crime to the police department. While divers are retrieving boxes, Inspector sends Dory and his team to kill all of them. Suddenly, Jinsuk and other divers notice that some people are coming down to kill them. But those divers have much more underwater experience than the killers. Divers manage to kill them with superior skills and strategy. When divers start coming up, Inspector opens fire at them. Seeing this, Banshee jumps on Inspector and both fall from the boat. Then everyone starts attacking the Inspector. He doesn't know how to swim, so he eventually drowns. Other divers pick up Banshee safely. After a few moments, while Jinsuk is coming up with the diamond box, Dory comes there and snatches the box by hitting Jinsuk's leg. Unfortunately, the smell of blood attracts a shark there, so divers leave the box and quickly get on the boat. Meanwhile, Dory comes up with the diamond box on other side. He secretly climbs up and grabs a gun. He orders them to jump off the boat. This time, he plans to leave all of them in the sea and flee with all the diamonds. Having no other choices, they jump into the water. Dory fires a few shots over the water and opens up the box. Finding diamonds there, he becomes so happy. In the meantime, Jinsuk and her team go underwater and stuck the anchor to rocks. As a result, when Dory starts the boat, it gets completely stuck in one place. So, he comes to cut the rope, but accidentally slips and falls on deck. Seeing this chance, Jinsuk and others come up and take him to gunpoint. Heatherward, the rope tears up and hits him. He falls into the water from the shock. He falls just like Jinsuk's brother, who previously fell because of Dory's deception. Finding no other way to live, Dory starts begging for his life. But they can't forgive him for his crimes. They leave him there and go away. After all this, Jinsuk becomes so glad for having back her father's boat. She goes to engine room and starts remembering her father's memory by touching it. Then all other members come there and announce Jinsuk as their new captain. A few moments later, a shark comes and devours Dory. At last, they open the long-desired box and find 3 billion worth of diamond there. Seeing this, they become so much excited that they start shouting and crying fanatically. Thus, the movie comes to an end. Thank you. Please subscribe to watch more videos like this. Goodbye. Happy watching.